So tell me how you are.
I'm here.
Yeah.
The world's on fire.
Yes.
And being an artist right now is challenging.
Yeah. Challenging is a safe word. To use for what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, being an artist right now is fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard being, a producer, this, like being a person that's creating spaces for artists to come and do their art is hard. We run the school together. So ushering in new artists in the middle of this chaos, it is heavy.
It's heavy and it's oddly rewarding too.
Yeah.
Like to be part of that middle finger. Like to be the acrylic nail on that middle finger. It feels
not the
really
acrylic
good.
nail. Bless.
It feels good. Are you ready for your first bite?
I am.
Okay, let's take our first bite. So we are having a chocolate coconut caramel cupcake from Black Dog Arts Cafe in Seattle.
Oh,
yeah. And it looks really moist.
We should just eat this.
Yeah.
You and I know each other.
We could just ASMR moment of eating a cupcake for the masses. So you've described your energy lately as sleepy and soft and cuddly.
Yes.
Yeah. So what does that version of you need most right now?
Oh, man. I need world peace. So hard. I feel like Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality.
World peace.
I really want the world to have world peace. Yeah. I mean, you and I are both parents. And so, it's at the forefront of everything. This world's not good enough for my child.
Yeah.
It's not good enough for my child.
I love the way you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep fighting until these people are deserving of my child. It's going to be a long fight because these people ain't worthy. They're barely worthy of our presence. But the most amazing thing I've ever created, my child, society is not good enough.
So taking an intentional day off went from something that was necessary to kind of being more of an indulgence for you. And what is your relationship to rest teaching you?
I mean, it's necessary, but it's hard in our current, hellscape, dumpster fire, capitalism, stuff, right? The balance of the mind needs time to rest. And if you're a creative, your mind needs not only time for rest, but it needs time to be bored. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's hard to be bored.
Yeah.
There's too much that needs to be done.
Yeah.
So my relationship to rest is I recognize it's super important. I try to get it. I intentionally don't work on Mondays anymore. It's really nice, but it is a balancing act. Mm-hmm. It is a balancing act. And I don't think any of us are getting the kind of rest that we need, especially Black AFABs. We need 3 years off minimum.
To be fair, Black AFAB never gotten any rest. Yes. Historically not allowed to do so.
No. Yeah. I just, and there's the guilt when I do take the rest.
Yeah.
A huge guilt.
Yeah.
I went on vacation last year. I spent most of the vacation crying because I didn't feel like I should be on vacation. I'd look out at the water. We were near Toto Santos and I'm looking at the water. I just start crying. I don't think I deserve to be here. There's so much that needs to be done. And it was really difficult for my partner, who I went with at the time. They were just like, I can't watch you like this. I cannot watch you like this.
Yeah.
Of course you deserve. I'm like, yes, logical brain knows that you need to rest. Emotional, spiritual brain's like, dog, there's so much that we could be doing. Yeah.
Yeah. But you wouldn't really be good doing that unless you were rested.
Yeah.
But also you can't rest because there's shit to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's the catch-22. I think it's the endemic that we don't speak of, the silent killer of stress, right? Mm-hmm. And having to feel like you have to be producing something, you have to be constantly doing something in order to have value or worth. I try to walk my walk and talk my talk, but I mean, there's always going to be in the back of my mind, I could be and should be doing more. Mm-hmm. But that's just, and I think that's carved into my bones. It's on the DNA level. And I think that a lot of marginalized people, especially those of us who are socialized as women, the care of others and the service that we bring to others trumps even our own life.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of saving everyone. I can barely save myself.
Secure your own mask first. So speaking on that, you've said that you feel like you're perceived as not human or superhuman or some kind of machine because you do go and go and go and go. What has that perception cost you?
It's cost me meaningful relationships and friendships, for sure. I think it's cost me like actual human connection with people. I think people see me for like opportunities that they can get or like connections they can have, those kinds of things. But I feel like a human, not even a human resource. I feel like what do you call it? Like a Rolodex as like a human being. It's like, well, Pucks will know. Pucks will know. Pucks will have. Pucks can do. And I'm like, well, yes, I can do all those things, but also like, I want to go out and have drinks with people. I want to have people that I can talk to about the business of burlesque, but also ask you how your babies are doing. How's your husband doing? How's life outside of the glitter world doing? You know, when a milestone happens in someone's life that's not related to burlesque, like, I want to be in that group chat.
Right.
You know, I want to know. Yeah, but I do think it's definitely, it's cost me like the ability to like form actual like friendships with people. And I think actually it's harmed some lateral growth that I could have had. A lot of the growth that I've had as a performer and as a producer, self-made, you know, no one's out here handing stuff out to fat, black, disabled people for free.
Well, yeah.
No, they're not just like, hey, you look like you could use a thing. No. So I think it definitely has, it definitely has blocked easier access to things. I think people perceive what I have built as things that were handed to me. And I'm like, no, there's many a tears cried, you know, many a nights going to bed, just stressed out, going to bed at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and waking up at 7 a.m. because anxiety and stress. And like, there's an alchemy to this. And so when people are like, oh, I can't wait to do or whatever, I'm like, what are you willing to sacrifice? I'm like, because I have given literal blood and sweat and tears. Like, there is an alchemy to it. And alchemy usually requires its pound of flesh.
Yeah.
It does, you know, to make the things happen. So
yeah,
it's like you're sacrificing time with your kids and like time with my partners and, you know, like being on the road as a burlesque performer, like doing the festival circuit. It's nice to catch up with people that you haven't seen. It was so expensive, and I don't fly very well, and I'm fat. Flying is horrible. You know, and you get there and you're tired and you're exhausted and you're trying to like plan it all. There were days where I'd fly in the same day I was performing. And you go and you're literally cramped in the airplane. You get off the airplane, you get to the hotel, you throw your shit in the hotel, and then you're at tech 3 hours after hitting the ground doing the show. Yeah, like I miss my son. I miss my partners. I miss my bed. I have such a great bed. I have a great bed. Like, that was a really great hustle at the beginning of my career, but like looking at it now, I am thinking about like the sacrifices that I made to do that. I think I'd make a different choice. I think I'd make a slightly different choice than what I did back then. Because I missed out on a lot of things that were really, really important. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love hanging out with people after a burlesque show. People say the funniest stuff and they do the funniest things. And, you know, you haven't lived until you had you had drinks with Shami LaRue on a rooftop bar, right? Like, it's dope. And there's a legend who's just like 3 sheets to the fucking wind already, you know, and you're just like, somebody needs to get her home. Because, girlfriend, you already have 1 hip replaced, but you ain't gonna do 2 here today.
No hospital trips on weekends.
No.
That's what I tell my kids.
But yeah, like there are like some of those experiences where you're like, I'm really glad that I did this, but just like the wear and tear on like the body.
Yeah.
I have huge anxiety about flying, and like I'm flying across the country to do these things, and I'm literally having a panic attack alone on an airplane. You know, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, no one's paying me to even go do this too.
Yeah.
That's the nutty part, right? Like, you're flying, most of these festivals don't pay. So like, you're $1,000, $1,200 deep into a thing, and now I'm having a panic attack thousands of miles up in the air. Yeah, and I'm like, for free.
Yeah.
So for negative dollars.
You said that you would exchange it for something different if you were to go back.
Yeah, I think I would probably have invested more time with lovely folks that kind of stepped forward to kind of provide mentorship and things like that. I think I would have just been like, let me work on this craft a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got to work on my craft out on the road, but like, I think
trial by fire,
yeah. Right? Like, it's literally, I'm gonna go out here and see what this audience thinks about this shit. Let's go. But I think I would have hung a little closer to home, and I would have taken some people up on like offers that they gave, and it was just like, hey, like, if you ever want to just like do some rehearsal together, I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it, and then you never do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know there are plenty of folks out here. They're like, man, I tried to hang out with Pucks, and Pucks was so busy they couldn't hang out with me. And I'm like, part of it was I was busy, and the other part is like I never actually felt like I was worthy or deserving of some of the folks that were reaching out, being like, hey, I want to get into a studio with you.
Been there.
Yeah.
Sometimes still there.
Yeah.
Oddly. I'm at a point now where I just have to be honest with myself and just be like, you know what? You're kind of fucking cool. And like, that's okay.
Yeah.
To be like, I felt guilty
for being cool,
for being clever with what I wanted to do on stage, or with my concept, or being skilled at this thing or the other. Like, I felt like I had to be small. I don't know why. And a lot of that is life conditioning, But
I also think that as Black femmes, Black AFABs, people don't expect us to be smart. They will give us every other accolade, but they never want to acknowledge our intelligence, right?
Yeah.
So usually when they want to say that was a really smart or brilliant idea, they're going to say something like, that was clever. Yeah. That was cheeky. And it makes it sound like you cheated. Like, it makes it sound like you took a shortcut, or like someone gave that to you. Years and years ago, I ended up firing a therapist because in the middle of a session with a therapist, she legit gets quiet and she looks at me and she goes, has anyone ever told you that you're smart before? And I was like, no, I have never had anyone say you directly, you are smart.
Yeah.
And she goes, I have to apologize. It was in this moment just now that I realized that you are so smart and so intelligent. And I realized that is an unconscious bias that I had in my head. And so I had to sit here for 30 minutes and listen to my therapist unwrap that. And when it was done, I was just like, ooh, I'm not paying for this today. And I'm like, and I think I'm going to need to find a new therapist. She goes, I think that'd be a great idea. And I'm like, yeah. But that was a real turning point for me to realize that, like, it doesn't matter how smart I am. It doesn't matter how intelligent I am. It doesn't matter how good at this fucking business I am. People are always going to assume that some trickery was afoot, that I got lucky.
Yeah.
DEI, like, they're going to put, like, they're going to put
grandfather.
Yeah, grandfathered into this, or whatever it is. Like, hearing people be like, oh, Pucks, you're so lucky. And I'm like, whew.
If only you knew.
I've been on the top 50 most influential burlesque figures in the world list 5 years in a row. It's not because of my performance. It's not because of my performing. It's because of my producing. Like, if I wasn't producing the festivals, I would be investing more into my personal art. I'd be a much better burlesque performer than I am now if I wasn't producing 2 burlesque festivals and making shows and making spaces for other people.
Yeah.
And this is not me being like, I don't want to make spaces for other people.
Yeah.
I love it. But like, if I was pouring into just my art specifically and not creating these spaces for other people, I'd be licking the back of my kneecap too.
Yeah, I would.
Absolutely would be.
Yeah, I would be really fine.
Yeah.
One thing you have really done in your career very well is cultivated the energy exchange with the audience, which you have said is one of your favorite things, is that sharing of power back and forth. Why is that energy exchange so meaningful to you?
I think that's burlesque. Like, the moment that you've realized that you're actually doing burlesque, I mean, the first few times I did, was on the stage, was like, I'm performing, I'm dancing, I'm doing a thing. it's hard to stay grounded. It's hard to stay focused in it because you're just like, 4 minutes is a long time. I'm terrified.
Yes.
So like, I used to dissociate on stage for 4 minutes. And be like, all right, well, bye. Catch you on the flip. And then you come back, you're like, I think I did it.
They're clapping. I think I'm good.
I think I nailed it. But like the moment that I realized that like, oh, this is kind of like when I'm doing my DS dynamic with my partners. I do a thing and then they give me a reaction. Once I figured out that was what it was fucking over for these hoes. like, oh no, I figured it out. Burlesque truly is inviting people into your world. And so that power exchange piece, that's how you really know people are invested in what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
They're trusting you to take them on a journey for, 3 to 11 minutes, because people will be out here doing these long form stuff. But like the audience is putting some trust in you to carry them from start to finish into this act. So when you're feeding off of them and they're feeding off of you, it's this beautiful energy exchange. It's this ebb and flow. I like to ride them hard and put them away wet. The goal for me is to move people.
Yeah. And in one direction or another.
I'm like either physically or mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you will be moved.
Yes, you will be changed when you leave here.
Mm-hmm. Listen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So being honest
yes.
about rage and disappointment has been liberating for you. What changed when you let those feelings be real?
I turned 40. So that really did it. There's something magical about 40. I remember being young and watching my mom and her friends in this age group that I'm in now, and they had no fucks. And they weren't really dealing with men at the time. Like they were all single women, 40, Black. Wild. I have like this really distinct memory of my mom, and she's like, I'm going to a pajama party, and I'm like, oh, so cute. And my mom bought like this like ivory satin pajama set, like from like the Creep TLC video. It was an ivory, right? And she had this like ivory fur coat that she put on top of it, and her cute little winter white slippers. And then my mom is like 2 shades darker than me, so just obsidian, right? And beautiful makeup done to the gods, tosses her little hair. She had the little Halle Berry haircut at the time. And she's like, I'm going to the Royal Esquire Club. Okay, bye.
Oh.
And off she went. And I was just like, I can't wait to fucking be 40.
Right.
This woman just walked out of this house in a winter white outfit after Labor Day with no fucks. Do you want to catch her a band tonight? And I was like, you know what? Brilliant.
Good on you.
Good on you.
Good on you, Mom.
She didn't give a fuck. And so, I mean, I think that turning 40 really helped. Watching kind of the deterioration of like our world. Definitely just like, well, if these motherfuckers don't give a fuck, why the fuck I need to give a fuck?
Exactly.
And my body started to do some weird shit. Like weird stuff where 20-year-old Puck's body would never. 40-year-old Puck's body is like, absolutely the fuck not. You will not be doing that today. And I'm like, we walk upstairs all the time.
Not today.
Not today. Like, saying out loud, today is a high pain day. Broke me, I think, in some places. I fight really hard for people to kind of unpack their internalized ableism and ableism in general. And the amazing thing and the messed up thing about internalized ableism, it's ongoing. And so I have a lot of rage surrounding my body not being able to do what it used to be able to do. Like a lot of rage about that. My love affair with burlesque, I think part of the cycle is it's supposed to ebb and flow, right?
Yeah.
It physically hurts for me to perform, which takes a little bit of the joy out of it. I love watching new performers. I love that we have the school together, that we can foster new performers. It hurts to be on stage. And then it hurts in different ways. The last thing I want to do is, because I'm a petty bitch and I'm spiteful, is, walk away, right?
Right.
I'm like, no, I don't want to walk away because I hate yourself to do what they do. But
yeah,
like, it's hard to find joy in my own movement. And hearing you talk about like where you're carrying trauma. A few nights ago, I was trying to massage my psoas muscle with like one of those massage guns.
Yeah.
And I hit a spot and I just started sobbing and sobbing and sobbing. It didn't hurt. It didn't necessarily feel good, but it was doing something. And I think I sat there with that gun until it died, just sobbing. And I'm like, whatever is like in like wrapped up and twisted up in there is like connected to like my heart and my spirit and my mind, and it needs to go. I think everyone would benefit from more somatic body work, but especially dancers. We need that.
Yeah.
We carry a lot of trauma in our body.
A lot. And womb carrying people especially carry most of their fight or flight trauma in that area. And when you live as a Black person, when you live as a Black woman, when you live as a Black femme, you're constantly in reaction mode. I feel like I'm always in a state where I need to be ready to react, which does not allow the nervous system to relax, to release, to any of that. It's been getting better because I've been doing the work, which is hard. No one ever tells you the work is hard. Someone needs to write a book that's called The Work is Hard and just explain why the fucking work is hard. Why you're going to do it anyway, but this is going to suck for a little while.
And it comes in phases too, right?
Yeah.
So like you get to one point where you're like, oh, I feel great.
Yeah.
Mine was at the start of the pandemic, which is wild.
Weird time to feel great.
Right? Yeah. It was the night that we found out that they were shutting all the public spaces down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I did something really silly. I took mushrooms for the first time.
Woo!
Oh yeah, bold. It was a bold swing.
Yeah.
I'm crying my guts out, right? You know, on mushrooms. At one point, I'm trying to make my partner, Josh, collect my tears for me. I'm like, get them out of my eyes. Like, catch them. So we're really having a moment. And then like, I'm just like laying in bed and I'm like, okay, Black love is so important. Black love is so important. What if the Black love I need to start is my love of myself? I rode that shit right up until about a year ago. And now I'm like, great. What's the next evolution of like working through this stuff? You know, Black folks would live forever wasn't for institutional racism.
Let me tell you.
We have higher instances of like high blood pressure and stroke and, you know, heart disease, these kinds of things. I'm like, that shit's related to stress. It's related to the stuff being coded in our DNA,
on
right?
You daily.
Yeah. So it's like heaped on you daily, plus the gaslighting of like, it wasn't really that bad. Slavery was so long ago, you know, trying to like undo like the impact of redlining and all these different things, right? And so you have people literally playing in your face and telling you that what you're experiencing isn't real. It was so long ago. And then taking words that are our words and weaponizing them and making them into horrible, distorted things. I will never forgive what they did to the word woke. I will never forgive it. It enrages me. How can being awake and alert and empathetic and caring about people and having that knowledge, how could that ever be anything but good? I'll never forgive it. I'll go to my grave pissed off about that. It's heartbreaking. And so you see all this stuff every day. You have this stuff is epigenetics, right? So like it's built into our DNA of what happened to our ancestors, right? It must be really scary for people that hate people like us to see us find joy and continue to find joy and bring joy and celebrate and create art and do this, because realistically, if you're beating something down so much, it's supposed to not get the fuck back up. But we keep getting the fuck back up. It's fascinating. It is literally fascinating to see what is happening. And it's even more fascinating. Burlesque is such a amazing art form that has always been political. It's always been really radical. You know, we've had queer folks, we've had trans folks, we have non-binary, like, but it's always been a place for the marginalized to come and be. And then you look at neo-burlesque, which was like very feminist movement based and all of that. So every once in a while when someone pops up in our scene who is like conservative or whatever, we're all like, what the absolute fuck?
It's really more like, why?
Why?
Like, is this the hill you want to die on?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I remember I had a conversation with Desiree Diamore, who was Grandmaster Funk 2023. And she was talking about how when she first got started doing burlesque, she was looking for more Black and brown people. And they're like, okay, yeah, what does it pay? And she's like, well, sometimes you get a drink ticket. You know, a lot of Black and brown folks are like, nah, I can go to the strip club and clear. And so, like, I do recognize that, like, if we're talking about from like a financial standpoint, like, burlesque wasn't necessarily an attractive option for people of color.
Right.
If you're like, you know, my time equals money. This is not it, fam. But it has been really beautiful in the last, like, I've been doing this 9 years. Holy crap. 9 years, watching how many Black and brown folks are rediscovering burlesque and falling in love with themselves and falling in love with the art form, even if it's just to have some artistic therapy.
Yeah.
And a moment to just be like, I'm going to do something and tell my story loudly, proudly, boldly. Mm-hmm. And I don't give a fuck what anyone else has to say about it. It is really powerful to see that. Like, when I first got started in Seattle, they were still having all white casts. And that was not almost a decade ago. They were still having all white casts. And if they did have a Black performer, it could only be one. And when I got on the scene, if Brick House wasn't available, well, maybe we'll ask Pucks. Mm-hmm. Or maybe we'll ask Onyx Cecily. Onyx Cecily does not look anything like me or Brick.
Right.
Brick and I don't look anything alike.
Right.
So it's just like, Black folks were replaceable. We were Legos. We were Legos. And it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. It's definitely tokenized when I first got started in the scene.
I think I was and it didn't register.
Well, it was just one of those things. It was like,
while.
Well, Pucks is not available. Demonica's not available. Lavish, you available? Like, they would just go down the fucking list until they hit a brick wall. One of the things I started doing when I was not available for shows, I was just like, well, what are y'all going to do? They're like, we don't know. I'm like, call Lavish, call Demonica. That's a good gig. Don't give this to a white person. Book someone Black.
Yeah.
You called me for a reason. You want to book someone good and you want to book someone Black. This is what you need to do. I spent so much of my career in places where I was going out of state, so much so, like, I was turning down a lot of paid gigs in Seattle. And I was like, I can't do it, but you know what? Message Brick, message Monica, message Lavish. I would just list everyone Black. I'm like, book these people. I believe really, really strongly, if I open a door, I need to leave that door open, and I need to say other people's names when they're not in the room. Mm-hmm. And I think that, like, it can seem like, because burlesque is nighttime and it's entertainment, and it can have this really, like, it can be really cutthroat because we're all stars. We all gotta be stars, right? But, like, it's your job that if you are getting into these rooms where you're noticing that you're the only person that looks like you in these rooms, you got to say other people's names when you're in the room. Because Mandy's only got like one more of these. I mean, maybe two more of these left in it. And so I'm like, I can't be on everyone's stages, and I shouldn't be. Like, I shouldn't be. I'm not the right fit for every show. A lot of shows I get asked to be, I'm like, that's not fucking for me at all. I don't do drag. I'm like, but you know who does drag? Lavish does drag. Like,
I do drag.
You do drag, yeah.
I do.
Right? I think this is like the most valuable thing ever. Is like, say other people's names when they're not in the room. And not every gig is for you. Some gigs are for other people, for sure. And it's like, not because it's a bad gig or whatever. It's just like, you know what? Like, I'm just not going to be able to bring what you want to this. But here are some other people that are for sure going to be able to bring exactly what it is that you want. And you probably should pay them 10% more than what you offered me, because that was whack.
Are you ready for your last bite?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take our last bite. That's obviously not going to be the last bite, because that will be when this thing is gone.
This thing is delicious.
What part of your humanity do you wish people understood better?
I'm really not the one. I'm really not the one. It's easier for me to be kind I'm never nice. I think nice is a social construct. It's not real. But I am kind. I would rather lead with kindness than be an asshole. But I can be an asshole. I just choose not to. It's so much easier for me not to be an asshole. I used to joke, there are villains that have weaker origin stories than mine. And we just accept it. You just accept, they're like, they got a hangnail and then they burn the whole fucking city down. And that's why they're the supervillain now. Yeah, I'm really not the one, but it's so much easier and it feels better in my body to be kind and move with kindness, and to like show up for people and to create these spaces and do the things that I do. Try Jesus, not me, but they do. They do. And I have learned over the years that the best way to combat that is it's so much easier to be kind. It really is. But like, I can fight. And I do fight. I fight in ways that a lot of people may not realize. And a lot of that is like, I'm fighting with these nonprofits. I'm fighting with these grant people. I'm like, instead of cussing somebody else out in burlesque that I should be cussing out to their face, instead I'm taking it out on the poor lady at the grant writing place that's taken too long to send me my check so I can pay people. Also, everyone should be super grateful and super happy that I have a black ass motherfucking therapist. She's protecting everyone.
Dare I ask why?
She's incredible. She has saved so many people in burlesque from a straight up ass whooping. She really has. She's great. She's a blessing. And people should send her Christmas gifts. Being like,
tip her.
Yeah, tip her. Be like, thank you so much for keeping pucks together and aligned in their kind, happy place.
If you could leave one thing on the table for the next guest, what would you leave behind?
Oh, I would love to leave someone like a Catherine Delish robe, like spiritually, the Catherine Delish robe. I really love a fancy robe. When I first got started doing this, that was my gift to myself, by myself, a new robe after like every milestone. And at one point, I had an obscene amount of robes, guys, so many robes. I ended up selling a bunch of my robes. And one of my robes was like a blush color. It was a velvet zephyr robe. So pretty. And the burlesque performer that bought it, when she won the robe, she's like, I'm so happy I have a piece of burlesque history in my closet now. So I want someone to have a robe that they love so much that they wear and people like assign that to them, that it becomes like this legendary piece that people will, when they see it, that's who they think of. They think of you. That's what I want to leave for the next person.
So let's put a little cherry on top. We're going to do a little this or that.
Okay, great.
So then you just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Pillow nest or heated blanket?
Heated blanket.
Sweet or sour?
Sour.
Sequins or rhinestones?
Sequins.
Really?
Not in the armpit, though. That's
Yeah.
no, I don't like rhinestoning.
Flogger or tickler?
Dude, you fucking know a flogger.
High heels or tennis shoes?
Tennis shoes.
Hip hop or R&B?
R&B.
Lashes or lipstick?
Lipstick.
Dom or sub?
Dom.
Top or bottom?
Don't tell you what it's bottom.
Silk or sashimi?
Sashimi. Will peg for sushi, y'all. Can they put that on YouTube? Okay, great. I'm going to.
Until our next bite.
Bye.